her dream of owning a camper van had pretty much vanished. Buying one or the other could be a mistake. Any campervan buyer can make mistakes, whether you're a beginner buying your first van or you have bought previously. There are mistakes anyone can make. Today we're going to discuss some of the reasons why mistakes can be made and how to avoid them, including some cheap methods of getting started. Don't be in a position to be saying, I wish I'd known that before. Owning a campervan gives us something special, the freedom to go where we like, explore new places, experience nature, effectively whilst actually sleeping in it, waking up in a forest or with a sea view, breathing in that beautiful fresh air. It's a lifestyle that can be extremely rewarding, and we know us as campers that we have better mental and physical health. It's a fact, according to the reports. With all the great possibilities open to us when we have a camper van, it's really easy to rush in with all the excitement. One of the first mistakes people make is listening to others. Well, yes, you are listening to me now. That's right, but I'm not telling you what to buy. I'm showing you what is available, showing you the positives, the negatives, and what could be changed, etc. There is one massive reason why I can't tell you what to buy without you making a mistake. I'm not you. Something a lot of people overlook, and there are many factors to this which I'll come on to. I can't tell you what to buy, but I can help you, as can many others. We have different tastes, use purposes, number of travellers, occupants. We go on different trips, go to different places, we do different activities, and we've all got different budgets. The biggest mistake buyers make is not doing proper research, really spending time on understanding the products that are being presented before them, swept up in the excitement, and before you know it, you've been sold a camper van that just isn't right for them, or something they could have got better for less. This next bit might seem obvious, but what I explain after might not be. If you buy something that is perfect for Gary and his family, who uses his van to go daily to work, shopping, loves big wheels, lowered suspension, always stays on service campsites, as amazing as the van is for Gary, it could be the biggest waste of money you will ever spend. Your circumstances could be totally different if you're a retired couple who will only use the vehicle for leisure. You're not interested on how it's styled, but you do want it to be able to cope with going on some European trips over rougher terrain, maybe experiencing some extremities in weather, hot and cold. You won't always be on service pitches, and you will need an onboard toilet separate from the living area to give you a bit of privacy. And you'd also like hot water, a shower, and air conditioning in the sleeping area of the van, plus more room for the longer trips you're going to be going on. You have totally different needs, but that's just the extremes of it. I'm at the NEC show next month, and there will be loads of brand new camper vans. More on this show in the next few weeks. Are you going? I might see you there, and if you do, then please do say hi. If you're going to look for that perfect van, this could be a perfect opportunity to figure out exactly what will suit you. To start though, if you're trying to buy from the show, your budget is going to need to be a reasonable size, as 95–99% of the vans going to be there are brand new, and we know how much brand new vans are these days. It's quite a lot of money. If you only have a small budget though, don't panic. I'm going to be coming on to that a little bit later on. At the show, you're going to see a huge variety of camper vans and motorhomes if it's the coach-built vans you're interested in. You will also see loads of awnings, cooking systems, storage, accessories, gadgets and toys. These all being varying budgets and tastes. It's a great place to see variety all in one place, so you can actually try things out, and that's the key to helping you here. Let's have a look at a typical campervan layout, a common layout that is used in, dare I say it, the majority of medium-sized vans, such as the VW Transporter, the Ford Transit, Mercedes Vito, etc. The side kitchen with the fridge, the hob and the sink, a seat that converts to a bed in the back, a pop-top roof that generally opens at the front. This can be said to be dull and boring, yet it's chosen by so many because it does work for so many. But that doesn't mean that it'll work for you. Let's start with a pop-top and something you've probably never thought about. How do you open it? Can you close it? How easy is it to open? Do you fancy the canvas to be completely open, like a scenic canvas? Would you like a comfy bed up there? Pop-tops from different manufacturers close differently. Some can be easy to close, some can be quite difficult, especially if you're quite short and weak. A story I've told before is that a lady was at was speaking to a manufacturer at the NEC about their conversion, and she was saying that she really struggled in closing the pop-tops on the campervans she liked. He showed her how easy it was to close the brand which they used, and when she tried it, she could close it much easier than the others. They don't all close the same, and that one she could easily close. Probably second best to the electric roofs, but this one was a lot easier on the wallet. The point of saying that is that she was able to try it and see how much better it was, and she meant that she felt comfortable in buying a van in the knowledge that she'd actually be able to operate it. Until she had seen that pop-top, her dream of owning a camper van had pretty much vanished because she thought that she wouldn't be able to close the roof. The bed in that one was also sprung, therefore comfier than the solid board ones. Although not that it really mattered to her, as she was, I don't think she's going to be sleeping in that upper bunk. But it can be overlooked from a beginner's perspective. Not all pop-top beds are as comfortable, and I'll give you some additional help on that in a moment. But let's first go downstairs to the seatbed. So taking away my personal opinion on what's best for me, as we've already established, that's completely irrelevant as we're talking about mistakes. And if you don't choose what suits you, then it's you who suffers. Rock and roll beds generally leave very little room behind them for storage, which means that a lot of the luggage has to be stored in between the front seats and the rear ones. However, a rib bed has got more storage behind it, so you can put more of your luggage behind the actual bed and the doors. A rib bed is also made in a way that the travelling seat surface is different to the surface that you sleep on, so it's generally more comfortable. They're also more expensive though, so they might not be for some. Some beds can be on sliding systems. Remo have the Variotech 3000, which is a multi-position crash-tested bed, and with this it slides into different positions, so it gives you greater storage behind, and then also it can bring the rear passengers closer to the front, which can be quite helpful if you've got younger children. And it also means that you can carry much bigger loads in the back. So when you're buying, it's worth considering how you're going to use your van. Try out the rock and roll bed. It might be for you. You might find it really comfortable and the preferred option for you. Or it could be the rib bed, or again, it could be the sliding bed. Just try them out. They are different budgets. The rock and roll bed is generally cheaper than the rib bed, and the rib bed is cheaper than the rib beds on the sliding ones. So just give them a go and see what's best for you, so you don't waste your money on buying the wrong one. That's the traditional layout, but what about having a pop-top which opens up from the rear? One of the layouts that Bowden's Camper Conversions manufacturer is one that has just that. This is deemed by many as a better option, as the layout has the kitchen next to the back door to keep those smells and the condensation at bay. A toilet cubicle can be used to give a bit of privacy, and there's also a passageway down the middle so you can actually store some stuff down there. The bed, or beds being the rib Neptune, so it's two singles on either side, or convert it into a double. There are so many different choices, and that's without discussing the option of short wheelbase, long wheelbase, the option of four-wheel drive. Do you go manual or automatic, barn doors or tailgate, road tyres or all-terrain? There really are a lot of options, even for the base van itself. I mentioned the owner who's going to be travelling and needing to use the camper van away from service pitches. With that being the case, then the van's going to need to be better kitted out than a standard build. Where will the hot water come from? How will you keep your batteries topped up? Do you need 230, 240 volts off grid? This is where potentially a bigger van could be a better option, as you can get more in it. More appliances, more components, hot water systems, bigger batteries, more storage, and generally a lot more comfort. Why would you buy a small van when a bigger van is the same price? Because actually buying one or the other could be a mistake. Your personal use purposes and requirements are not the same as others. Neither are our budgets, which is one of the biggest factors in buying a van. And you could say the bigger the budget, the bigger the mistake, if you don't consider very carefully what you're buying. Buying something because you sold something as being the best without actually having a consultative discussion about your needs can lead to you buying a brilliant camper, but one that you're going to hate because it's just not right for you. I saw another mistake on Facebook page this week where someone had asked for the best mattress topper, as the first one that they'd bought, following a recommendation, was not comfortable at all. The post included lots of further recommendations for the exact brand the lady had said was not comfortable. And that proves how easy mistakes can be made when you're buying blind. Perfect sleeping comfort is so subjective, it can even differ between couples. Many people go and test mattresses when they need one for home, and it's a good idea to do the same when you're buying a camper bed. There will be ones you can try out at the NEC show, or no doubt you will see a variety at festivals. And if you ask nicely, some of these lovely people which we've got in our community, they might actually let you lie down and test it, just to see if you find it comfortable. And as sleeping is one of the main purposes of a camper van, this is something that you want to get right. So test the bed, test the topper to see what's right for you. And another big mistake that can be made is thinking you need a camper van in the first place. And yeah, I did just say that. In fact, it's no surprise, I've said it before and even did a video about this. I've currently got a combi van with full electrics, a removable bed, no pop top, but I utilise an awning for the extra space. I like my Isabella awning. In fact, I've actually become to love it even more and more that I've used it. It's really high quality and I've been really happy with it, as I am with the Isabella chairs. As you can see, I use these quite a lot. There are lots of different awning choices to be made, various shapes, sizes, materials, use purposes, technologies, and a whole range of budgets. You could buy the wrong awning by going off somebody else's recommendation if what they use it for isn't the same use purpose that you've got in mind yourself. For example, some are more stable in the wind, have got better weatherproofing. If you're using in the stormier months, then I'd suggest that you ensure that you're going to be buying one that is more than capable for that. Visit a showroom with a wide range of brands, or the NEC show next month, which will have most of the brands which you can buy. But back to my van and how I have a combi, as it's what suited me when I bought it. However, my needs have changed and I now would like a full camper, and I'm going to be trying a lot of different varieties over the next few months. Maybe some companies might like me to test them for a little bit longer, who knows. But seriously, there are so many differences that testing is very beneficial. The best option here is to hire a specific layout prior to buying. That way you can see if you can live with it for a period of time to see if it's right for you. But if you can't do that, because if you did test one and it cost you money and then you didn't like it and then you wanted to test another one, you know, the cost could rack up. But at least write down what your full use requirements are and vision how it will happen in your chosen van. Those slammed vans on big wheels can look absolutely fantastic, but they're not ideal for the rocky lanes or the beach car parks and fields with the big humps. Maybe that's when you need air ride and possibly all-terrain tyres. And yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Think what height and width restrictions you could encounter if you're planning on daily driving it. If you're parking in car parks with height restrictions and things, then you're not going to be wanting a bigger van for that. But have you even driven a van before? Some people can be intimidated, but then when they drive it, they absolutely love it. Although some are actually the opposite. But if you try it before buying, then you won't make that costly mistake. Ask yourself, do you need a full camper? Would the combi van with a removable bed be more suitable? Or possibly a roof tent? Now that is something I want to try. I've contacted a brand to try one and hopefully I'll be able to get one so I can test soon. They're really, really popular at the moment and there's a good argument for them being a pop-top alternative. So look out for that video coming soon. Do you need full electrics? Or maybe a portable power station could be your best option. I've actually got one at the moment, another one for testing. It's smaller and more portable than the others which I've got. Could you utilise a tent for sleeping rather than buying a rock and roll bed or a rib bed? That would kind of turn it into a bit of camping, but if you're only going to be doing it in the warmer months, then that's absolutely fine. Perhaps another option for sleeping in the van could perhaps be a slide pod, an all-in-one kitchen, a bed, a lighting system, electrics, easily removed when you don't need it and then added back in when you do. Not everyone wants that full kitchen facility. Why have it if you're not going to be using it? You could go even cheaper and buy a portable gas camping stove, or actually You could have a decent power station and then take your air fryer from home. They work brilliantly for that kind of setup. With all these removable options, I've said that you don't need a camper. Well, actually, you don't even need a van. This can and is done by some people in like a micro camper like a VW Caddy or a car. Now, there are some limitations there, as a car does have limited space, but if you're combining a roof tent and a traditional tent, then the lifestyle is still there. You don't have to spend a fortune. That perhaps could be the easiest, cheapest and most sensible way of getting into the campervan lifestyle or van life, as one of the big mistakes comes from people seeing what others are doing and think it's for them. They see the Instagram posts of the beautiful sunsets, the yellow sand and blue seas, the pictures of perfectly cooked meals, happy smiley campers. But in reality, it's not all sunshine and roses, and making mistakes could mean for a very stormy experience, hypothetically speaking. There is a big question to answer here. Have you tried it? Have you experienced it? If not, hire a van and use it for a period of time so you can put it through its paces for every aspect of your life that you intend to use it for. If it will be a daily driver, take it to work, take it to the shops, take it to the car parks. Do be careful of pipe restrictions if you're not used to the van. And obviously go away in it and experience the lifestyle, the sleeping, the cooking and relaxing in it. No doubt there will be compromises, whether that be budget related or size, but trying it prior to splashing the cash can save you from a huge potential mistake. Do subscribe if you want to see me viewing various different vans from different brands with different setups and components. And if you haven't seen the incredible VW Transporter campervans from the last NEC show, you can have a look at those here. Thanks for watching, take care, and I hope to see you soon.